God bless you. I just got out of the gym. Welcome back to Talks with Tonette. Figured I'd hop on here, starting the week off. Where we left off was with Julia, basically not wanting her mom to come to the school because she didn't want to have to explain her. And you guys just know that the moral of that story is anything we do, whether it's good or bad, we have to basically face our consequences, and be careful what you tell someone or commit to someone. If you can't follow through, it's better if you just don't, promise that you'll do something. So to continue on, me and Julia were in church one day, and I introduced her as my stepdaughter, and she looked at me, quickly, and I looked at her and I was like, what's wrong? And she pulled me down to her level and she says, don't call me that. And I said, don't call you what? She said, don't call me your stepdaughter. And I said, why? She goes, it makes me feel like garbage. I said, ooh, okay, I will never do that again. So I went on to call her my daughter. And time had passed. Well, before that, I'm going to back it up a little. There was a time that Julia was going from the laundry room to the backyard to hang clothes. Whenever Julia got in trouble, I would have her hang clothes on the line as her punishment because she hated it. So it was the best punishment because I didn't have to put hands on her. So her grandmother came over one day, and you know how grandkids are. When they see their grandparents, they run to them, they love them unconditionally, and Julia did not. Julia, when she saw her grandmother, she just looked at her high and then kept going because she wanted to get those clothes out of the way. So a couple weeks later, her mother called Tony and said, hey, I want to meet with you. And he was like, okay. And so she came over, sat us down. Now, you guys, I understand where her heart was because of what she had been through herself. But she went on to say that she was concerned about Julia, that she felt she was being abused. And guess who she thought was abusing her? She felt I was abusing her. And Tony was like, how would you think that? And she goes, well, that time I came over and she went to hang clothes, she didn't even come say hi to me. She was so scared. She went, just continued with what she was doing, and that basket was too big. And Tony was like, that basket's not too big for her. And she just wanted to get that job done because she hates doing it. She's not being abused. And then basically, his mom went on to talk about how she doesn't want her to have to do that. And that's when I chimed in and I said, this is how I run my house. These are my kids that I am raising. And if you want to raise them, then you do it. But this is how things are running in my house. And she said, well, I'm not going to buy you guys anything anymore. And I said, you can take back the stuff you've already bought. I said, because I don't need it for somebody to have control in my house. And you guys, mother-in-laws are great, but sometimes mother-in-laws need to know where they stand. And I love her. I love her dearly. People call me her Ruth because we're that close. But she disappeared for like 6 months after that conversation. She was that livid with us. But I guess she came to grips with that Julia was being taken care of well. I loved Julia and Julia loved me. We were like two peas in a pod. Whenever she could tell that if things weren't going so well for me, she was like a mother hen and would huddle all the kids together and be like, okay, let's let mom cook or do laundry or whatever I was doing. But she was so good with those kids. God truly sent her to me. She was my gift. So with that, Jesus loves you and so do I. Never underestimate the things that God will do for you because he gave me that blessing in Julia. Love you guys. Leave me a comment if you have anything to say or if you just want to chat. Look forward to hearing from you. God bless.